Yeah, 3 and 2, both of these lists. We got some really interesting stuff. I'm going to hand you the Rebels. I'll talk about the Imperials. We got another Sloan list. She's a pretty popular choice
Yeah,
here.
Whisper Sloan.
Yep. And we've got Wampa. Wampa, of course, the bonus die, cheapo TIE fighter. Don't leave Wampa alone or he'll make you pay for it. We've got Whisper with Sloan. We've seen that in action already. And really fun here, she's also got Ruthlessness. We've also got 2 Alpha Squadron pilots and a Planetary Sentinel. So this is a bit of a variation on the previous Sloan list we saw on the stream that had 4 Planetary Sentinels.
Yes.
This one mixes it up a little bit. It throws in Wampa,
And 2 alphas.
a couple of alphas.
So
it's
higher,
a bit of a different
higher
and a bigger bid.
Agility.
It's also got
less
a six-point bid.
With the extra movement. Facing off against Tyler here is going to be Chris Allen with some Lieutenant Blount, as we've seen before, Sabine Wren, Luke with supernatural reflexes and a servomotor S-foils, and Jan Ors with Jyn Erso and a Moldy Crow.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I think this is the same list we saw in round 2 or 3.
Okay.
Pretty cool list. It was a very similar matchup against another Rebel kind of combo list when we saw it last. But Luke with supernatural reflexes, always really good.
Well, you can pull some crazy tricks with Leia in that list because, of course, Jan Ors has got Leia Organa in the mix. Or maybe Leia's on the attack shuttle. Well,
Yeah, she's got to be on the attack shuttle because Jin's in
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Hawk.
Yep, you're right. So it looks like Leia's going to be on the Sabine Run attack shuttle, which is very interesting. Supernatural reflexes and Sabine's pilot ability plus Leia. That's pretty cool. That's got
a
some
lot of
really
repositioning,
flexibility.
and then the ability to hit really hard too with with some of these other ones. I think the game we saw this, it was like Garvin, Luke, and Dutch versus these guys, something like that. There was definitely 2 Lukes.
It's got a really cool bit of synergy too because it can pivot into defense really well with Jyn Erso.
Yes,
with focus.
And she's so cheap. I mean, at just 2 points.
Well,
if you only use her once or twice in a game, that's not a big deal. And I gotta say, I like these gigantic charge tokens. It's going to be
that's making our lives
really easy to track game state with these things that are probably visible from orbit.
Yes, I do like that. I appreciate that. We'll never be confused about how much force Luke has. That's good. It's very good. Can we get them to roll giant dice too?
Oh, giant force tokens and giant charges.
Giant dials. Can we just giant size? Actually, next year we just need to supersize everything.
All the tokens.
Yeah, just have our stream be, 3 meters by 3 meters.
What's the meter?
Oh,
the UK players aren't on the stream right now.
Yeah.
Let's keep it.
Let's keep it imperial.
Keep it imperial. And then those shield tokens look like toys compared to the charges.
I know, it's pretty funny.
My gosh! So that looked like the Rebels over on the left side.
Yeah,
which means the Imperials must be on the right.
I like that.
Oh, they're already kicking off here. We are just kind of catching them.
Yeah, we had a couple technical difficulties, but it looks like the first round is just beginning. We've got some fast play here with that 1 Planetary Sentinel. Now, I got to say, this is going to be very interesting to see how this list plays out.
Compared to the last similar
list,
one?
It's very similar in its essence, but the fact that he's got such a mix of ships means that it's going to be a very different scenario.
Oh, look at the fog. This is amazing.
Those interceptors are going to be way squirrelier than the Planetary Sentinels, but they're not nearly going to be as fast.
Yes.
And he's got Wampa in the mix.
Yep. Looks like he's sending Wampa and that Sentinel around to kind of flank a little bit.
I think he wants the Rebels to come through the rocks.
Sure.
That's gonna reduce the amount of shenanigans that Sabine and Luke can pull with their supernatural reflexes.
Sure.
So I think that's a smart play on the part of the Empire. Now, one thing that's going to be very tricky for Brunus, Chris Allen, the Rebel player, to deal with is that Sloan stress.
Yeah. Shutting down Jan's ability, or just shutting down supernatural reflexes and Sabine.
Supernatural reflexes, Luke.
It's a lot of things they can kind of mess with here.
Turns out it's pretty much every single good thing in their list. So you have to be really careful about that stress.
And the Rebels don't have any torpedoes or anything like that to just give a big opening punch. They've got to rely on primary weapons here.
It's true. But a super flexible list. This is going to be very interesting. And one thing is, the delaying the engagement is going to let the Hawk stack a couple of focus tokens, to start the fight.
Yes.
Which is a good thing. It's not quite as.
It's not the old days of Moldy Crow where you need a shovel to move your focus tokens.
Yeah, we tried to really curtail that in second edition.
Yeah,
I
you
think
guys are no fun.
It's a good thing. I love him.
These tokens
love
are
these tokens.
absolutely insane,
No, it's
but also awesome.
Making our lives really easy. And of course, in the tournament rules, third-party tokens are perfectly legal.
As long as they are identifiable, which, I mean, let's be real, these have no problem with that.
Yeah, in fact, I would say that anyone who's confused about what these tokens are needs to.
Get their vision checked.
Yeah, probably.
So, man, I loved Blount first edition. Why the change? You guys just thought it was too dangerous to have that auto hit ability?
Well, we didn't. So that's kind of a complicated. There's a complicated answer to that question, which is basically that we didn't like what hits were doing. You know, like the idea of what being hit by an attack meant.
Sure.
It led to some weirdnesses. You know, so we just switched everything to damage, essentially.
Okay.
You know, that's why Stealth Device now turns off with damage.
Gotcha.
Things have damage effects. To be hit is just something that we didn't want to. That was space we didn't want to play
Sure,
around
that's
in
fair.
too much, and so Blount had to change. And we also didn't want to do any stuff that was like, you can hit with this attack even if you don't actually do anything.
Sure.
So it was kind of a casualty. Blount's old ability was basically a casualty of the 2.0 redesign and shifting priorities about how we actually wanted to handle things.
That's fair.
But he's still pretty useful.
I just liked a guaranteed ion pulse missile on whatever that thing you really wanted to die.
No, it was nice. He was definitely useful. But it's nice to see him get some play.
If you guys are wondering what's equipped, it's real easy for the Imperials. Whisper has Admiral Sloan. That's all. If you're wondering what's on the other side, it's pretty easy as well. Jan has Jin and Moldy Crow. Luke has supernatural reflexes and the S-foils.
That is correct.
So there you go. Very few.
I like that, though. You know, in first edition, you saw huge stacks of upgrade cards.
You did sometimes. And we still saw some of that
every list. But
here, but variety.
Yeah, to an extent. But like, I'm really seeing ships being prioritized. People want to put more craft on the table rather than more upgrade cards. And I like to see that because that was definitely an intention. Sometimes.
So the Imperials kind of conga lining up towards the top here. Mm-hmm. I think you are correct in the sense that they want to drag them up into the asteroids.
Sabine's all about it, though. She can't wait to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
That attack shuttle just so agile.
Mm-hmm.
Why the heck not?
Well, you know,
no turret fitted, no upgrades fitted at all other than the Leia.
Doesn't need it.
All right, I get to spectate for a while. Yeah, you do.
Tyler going to be taking his sweet time with all of these.
Yep. Chris can just like hang for a second. Watch how this plays out. Well, Raleigh versus Indianapolis. We'll see how this plays out. Some southern states.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. If I'm Luke and I've got supernatural reflexes, I don't really mind going through those rocks.
No. The trick is just, you have to, and it's hard with Sloan, but you have to try to make sure that you don't end up drowning in stress tokens. You want to try to get those kill shots in with the ships that can afford to do it.
Sure.
Because you don't want Jan's ability to turn off.
Really, you want Blount to kill everything.
You just want to set it up so Blount is the finisher.
Just set it up and let him dunk it.
That would be ideal, right? Yeah, if Chris can pull that off, he's truly.
I mean, I love Blount, but yeah, you don't care if he's stressed. He's got no cool abilities to key off that.
No, that's true.
Everybody know if you are having stream issues, they are still working on it, so just be patient.
Cool. So my everything, right? Nope. All right. So Sabine, double check that. Yes. Sorry. Roll. And so the stream knows it's a thing that can happen. I'm gonna link evade.
Oh, did you know that? Thank you, Chris, for being so educational. This is actually what the last Sabine did very frequently.
Yep. It's pretty slick.
With the barrel roll into the linked, clear it with a green,
Super
and then
sweet.
take an action.
Man, he's bringing
pretty
token stacking back. This is one of the few lists that can really pile up tokens in 2.0.
Yes. I like that you can still do some of that stuff, but
It's just not as extreme as it used to be.
and it's more takes more dedication or more buy-in to get that.
Yep, and so you either have to buy an incredibly expensive ship, or we've done our best to curtail the agility of that ship
Sure.
so that it's not, token stacking's a little bit more palatable on ships with reasonable attack and defense dice. It's when you start getting into, the territory of just having everything that things become an issue. Certain ships can still do that, pretty reliable. TIE Defenders are no joke, although we haven't seen too many of them here on the stream.
Yeah, and actually, I know I saw Rexler Brath in a couple lists, but very few defenders. They are very, very pricey.
Well,
though.
they cost a pretty penny, and the ruthlessness requirement means that you're going to maybe skew towards a few more ships in this format.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's this is you've got to factor in the sort of weirdness of Coruscant too, because everybody's planning around certain elements there. Like they know they're not going to face any Boba Fett pilots.
Yes,
so you don't have to.
That's a big one.
It is a big one. If you're a Rebel or an Imperial player, that's a relief.
I'm very curious to see what the hyperspace format for organized play, that's going to be coming up next year, what that brings, because it's going to be that curated selection of ships. So you'll have a lot of options still, but not quite anything you want, and that's going to change. They said, twice a year too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Big Scholar asking, why no Boba Fett? Is because every scum list is required to have the Boba Fett crew upgrade, which, since there is not 2 Boba Fetts, you can't have the pilot as well.
Yeah, for those just tuning into the stream who haven't been following the build-up to Coruscant, the preliminaries for this tournament were that each faction had a vote. 4 upgrade cards were selected for each faction. And then the internet voted on Twitter to determine which upgrade those players would have to bring.
Every list of that faction has to have the upgrade. So it's Boba Fett, Leia Organa,
and
or Ruthlessness.
Yep. So
Ruthless.
every Rebel player has Leia in their list. But the interesting wrinkle on that is that those upgrades cost 0 squad points. So all the Rebels are sporting a free Leia. All the Imperials are sporting as many free copies of Ruthless as they want. And every scum list is sporting Boba Fett crew. Now, the sad side effect for the scum is that they can't bring Boba Fett pilot. But Boba crew does make for some really interesting matches by being...
really messes with deployment.
It really does. You can put Boba Fett by, any obstacle, which has really factored into all the scum games we've seen. We've seen some interesting obstacle placement based on that.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely hamstrings and constrains some of your list building, but forces some interesting decisions too. Because in games in general, a lot of times, tightening or having tight restrictions on what you're able to do can make for some of the most interesting decision points. And the fact that everybody was equally constrained like that, meant that you had to get creative. It does account for some of the increase of HWKs or some of the shuttles, things like that. You'll see those much more often than you probably would have without the requirement for 2 of those factions to have a crew member.
Although I'm still guessing that you would see plenty of Hawks.
Yeah, the Hawk just
it's just
good,
a good ship now.
Now it's doing kind of double duty.
Do you think it's most improved of all the ships? I think it might be. Well, maybe Punisher. That's tough to say.
I haven't played the new Punisher, although I've seen some of what it can do. But the Hawk is definitely a contender. It's also able to be good in with less stuff.
Yeah, I'd say the Hawk is certainly the most improved Rebel ship.
There you go. FFG OP Twitter has got your list
top 15.
And the top 15. I think as of last round, we were down to just 2 undefeated. So
yeah, this will be really interesting.
Link to evade. Is Alex going to yell at me if I just put an evade down? Do it the real way.
Yes.
Yes, I will yell so loud. You'll hear it in the other room.
Focus. Can I borrow a sad focus?
Yeah, you can.
A sad
What
focus.
is a sad focus?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's 3 undefeated players after 5 rounds.
That's interesting. Very cool. Well, this has been a really exciting tournament so far, and we're going to have plenty more streaming tomorrow.
Sad focus.
Yeah,
We're
so
winnowing
those
the field, winnowing
those
it
that
down.
those that are winnowed will be playing a side event. It's unrestricted second edition, so maybe get a little bit more true to life picture of what the second edition meta will shape up to be.
True.
Because there will be no constrictions on squad building, but the
A lot of Boba Fett's in that side event, if I had to guess.
4-0s are going to be still here with us. We'll be streaming those games tomorrow too, and then eventually narrow it down to a champion. And I'll tell you what, that trophy, OP knocked it out of the park. It looks
It is
pretty
gorgeous.
awesome.
Yep, it is gorgeous, and someone's going to be very happy to take that home.
Got some really awesome alt arts and extended arts that are available for the players. Some great Coruscant Invitational playmats. A lot of good stuff.
I love how content these two players are to just.
Did he just dab or something?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
jeez.
don't know.
Millennials.
You're a millennial, Matt. Just barely, though, right?
Doesn't mean I can't
Throw shade.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
So going in here, a lot of tokens.
I done played myself. Oh, it's fine.
Repping those crates.
Trying to figure out if he can get around that rock.
Supernatural.
Yeah, I mean, next turn, I don't see
Yeah.
the issue here, but
Should be fine.
talking about playing himself.
Well,
so
here's the thing. That little, if he wants to go right, that little
gonna-
pokey asteroid. That one's the one that always gets you. You know, because that's the one
just
that's
that
got,
little guy.
Well, it's little. It's weird. It's just got that one tiny little thing that pokes out.
So back to dials already. The Imperials now kind of arrayed along the back edge here. We've basically got ourselves a completely 90-degree rotated battlefield from where
Yeah,
they started.
that's true. What if they just do this all game and go to final salvo? I don't think that's going to happen.
I sure hope not. I mean, at some point, the Imperials are going to want to turn because the Rebels are only 2 turns away from shooting.
Yeah, probably. I think we'll see a mix-up pretty soon here. But I like this. This is really, you know.
Yeah, it's that kind of pre-fight maneuvering.
Sizing each other up, jacking for position. Got a cloak token in effect. Got some focus tokens saved up on the Moldy Crow. That little ship sure is a winner.
Which one?
The Hawk.
Yes.
It's got we got an undefeated Hawk. At least one list with a Hawk in it is undefeated. Jesper's list, it's got 2 Fang Fighters
And Palab.
and Palab. It's got Old Terok, Fen Rao, Palab Gadalhi.
So Sabine, maybe use the boost this time.
I'm all ready whenever you are.
I don't know what she's going to do. It'll be
Boost
interesting.
forward, 3 bank.
Or just a barrel roll and a hard turn to keep
Yeah, with the
things.
striker, it's gonna bank to the ship's left,
Yeah, this way.
and then and then do the hard one.
So last time we saw this play out, the Rebels were able to just use the sheer weight of numbers to take out those ships.
Back in there. I'll get it offset for you too.
Thank you.
That's you.
Yeah, although that was all the Z95s. So
Yeah, that was a 7
they
ship
had
list. They
3
just-
ships more.
An insane pile of ships. So this is going to be more of an even match. These two lists both have a roughly equal number of meaningful ships. The Rebels have more synergy and more named pilots. The Imperials have just got more attack dice.
Yeah, they still
sheer
have the
weight of
same
numbers.
issue where they could definitely lose one of those pilot skill 1 ships before it gets a chance to shoot.
That's less of an issue in this scenario, though, because, again, Sloane is going to be so much more effective against
True.
this Rebel list. Sloane had very limited impact against that 6Z95 build because, yeah, okay, you put some stress on the U-Wing, you put some stress on a random Z95, it's not going to matter that much. But if Luke gets stressed, if Jan gets stressed, If Sabine gets stressed, all of a sudden all those cool fancy tricks turn
Now,
off.
the thing that may help is that Blount doesn't shoot last. Sabine shoots last.
Sabine is last, which is interesting. So they've got to make sure he's got to make sure Blount kills a ship, and then Sabine starts to work on the next round.
My turn. Yep.
Because you can control that next swing.
Get in there. There we go.
So
And show focus.
is the boost?
Aha! The tokens are mine. Okay.
No, he's not using the.
Nope, not bothering.
Take his sweet time here. He's got some pretty good approach angles for.
Oh, I like this. Coming through the
For the
rocks.
squad. Luke can go outside then. I think he can clear that rock with a barrel roll.
Kill focus, I guess.
I think so.
Whatevs.
We'll see. If he ends up clipping that rock, it'll be unfortunate for him.
Do you want to do Jan first or Luke? Let's do Jan. One bank.
We shall see. I like keeping the Hawk in reserve. That's where you want it.
Mm-hmm.
She'll grab an evade.
Doing that support work.
And Luke Skywalker. What are we
Look at that
doing?
token stack.
Um,
They're huge.
Brings me back to first edition.
A little bit.
how bad is it if that barrel roll rate doesn't fit?
It's
Not
not.
a huge deal.
Yeah, he's asking himself the same question. You could barrel roll left. Maybe.
I don't
Not
think
anymore.
so. Not with the new rules.
Not anymore.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Gosh.
Oh, I just meant I don't think he even
Yeah,
has
make sure I don't
room
cheat. Do you
to
want
barrel
just
roll
rock?
left. Let's find out. We'll report back.
Is that on the middle?
I think he can. I think it's just going to be close.
A big red question mark.
Can you hold it? Somebody hold it, please.
Of course, a red question mark
Jesus.
causes stress.
All right.
How
Yay or
close
nay?
is
What's
this?
in the box?
Wow.
Line up flush against it, Mr. Knocking Rocks around. All right, is that cool?
Can't tell at all, other than the back of Chris's head there.
Well, we had to have a judge call.
Looks like he made it, though.
Just barely made it.
Do we open up the S-foils? No.
Huh.
He's just gonna. Do you mind giving him a 3 straight? Oh yeah. Thank you.
Here comes Luke in control.
It's the sportsmanship that we see so often in these high-level X-Wing events, moving each other's ships for them, things like that, I don't think you see that in a lot of other tabletop games.
He's fine. I'll pass my action.
Ha.
Get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, got whisper.
Whisper, still cloaked,
Whisper.
just flying up the back line here.
Oh, yeah.
Spins. Don't let the judge hold you down. They have no power here.
What I really like about this Imperial build is Wampa. I think Wampa is such a great choice because if you don't shoot Wampa, it gets extra
Yeah,
dice.
he's real annoying.
And if you do shoot Wampa to death, Sloane kicks in. So you've traded your cheapest ship for 2 stress on something nasty. I love that.
And a Biggs-like effect where you're
Absolutely.
absorbing shots every
Yep.
round.
Yep. Absolutely. It's a great
There's
choice.
one Z95, one X-Wing. Luke, and then Blount is the one further back.
The Z95 from above, just kind of a cuter little.
Thanks to the
X-Wing.
crates for posting in the list there.
Yeah, I think all the crates are rolling with the same build, which is pretty fascinating. Rebel good stuff. It is good stuff.
Yeah, it's got a lot of tools. It's got a great closer in Luke with the ability to just. He's got essentially the same ability that he used to have, but better, with the regenerating the force points and using them for defense.
Yes, it's very similar to old Luke, but he can use it on offense as well if he regens those force points before he shoots.
Wow. Jesper finishes Swiss 6-0 with 2,245 MOV out of
Wow.
2,400.
Crushing it, and with a 15. I
Jeez.
should also point out a 15-point bid.
155 MOV given up then?
Sounds right. Well, he doesn't have very many ships,
He doesn't, no.
and
And if he's taking
lo-
damage
if
on the fangs, then he's
yeah.
probably losing games.
Yep.
Props for that.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Very strong contender. If you guys watched earlier, Jesper was the one flying the red Hawk and Two Fang list.
Yes.
Just surgically took apart a rebel list.
Well, he's got Old Terok, Fenrau, and Palab Gadalhi, so it's just token stripping, range 1 shenanigans. You got to be an amazing player to pull that off, but it's an absolutely lethal list in the right hands.
So we're definitely going to see dice roll this turn here. I just don't see how that's possible to not.
It's been a lot of jockeying, that's for sure. But I think we're going to get into the mix here.
Yes, that's Luke. Sabine.
So this is round 2, right?
Yep, all good.
This time we are.
Or round 3?
There you go. All right, it's time for me to help. I guess you can just come.
2 forward if you want to.
Yeah. Whisper. Yep.
If you're asking what MOV is short for margin of victory. So that is a secondary tiebreaker after.
Oh, it doesn't count if I do it.
No, it's your first tiebreaker after your score. So it's essentially the difference in ships destroyed between your opponents and you. So if you kill everything and lose nothing, you get perfect MOV. If you kill everything and just
200 points.
barely eke it out,
Jesus.
then you get very, very low
Turn
MOV.
it down.
So you would then be ranked below somebody who had a crushing victory. It's a much better tiebreaker than strength of schedule because it's much more in your control and up to how you flew.
Focus.
It's an interesting metagame choice, too, because it sometimes affects what you bring.
Yes.
Which, like I was saying with this Wampa build, if you lose this Wampa, he's not giving up very much MOV,
Yeah.
and it's going to, be that much easier to win a game.
Yep.
Get the last one.
But what an annoying little ship. If you don't deal with that ship, it's going to throw 3 dice. That's a bargain. 30 points. 30 points for a 3-die tie like that. Pretty effective little blocker too, if you need it to be.
Yeah, same pilot skill as an academy pilot.
So what's
Guys,
really
we realized
gonna
it says round 5. They'll probably fix that here once we get whatever else is going on straightened out.
Yes, it is technically round 6.
It is round 6, and this is the last one of the
stream
night. The winner of this game will be 4-2 and therefore advance.
Okay. No, I just don't think it does. So we're gonna use the power of the rock as my ally. Actually.
What?
I don't know. The power of the rock. Someone target locked that
So
rock.
use the power of the rock as my ally. So Sabine is going to barrel roll this way.
Okay. Little pre-maneuver.
Hide behind the rock?
If
Is
she
that what
makes
he's
it.
saying about the power of the rock?
Something.
Or has this just been a really long day and he's now rambling?
Got it?
I'll have to ask him what he means.
There we go. Like that.
Looks good.
Uh-oh. I
Those
bumped
are
it
some.
badly.
Those are some.
Don't look at me.
So if you guys are new to second edition, it is second edition is now played at 200-point list, but basically roughly all the values of things have been doubled. So it's the same number of ships. He's fine.
Oh, Chris is playing a real close game here.
Am I in? No, I'm not. Am I? No. All right, hanging out.
Wow.
Oh yeah, the dream, baby. All right,
That's
not
the
so bad. It's worse,
second
I'm more on
almost
the
bump.
rock. There we go. Now I got it. Okay. Sweet.
Wow.
Clear stress. All right, bye, Sabine.
Okay.
Natty crit. No consequences.
So
Okay,
on
he
the
did-
rock.
He did clip the rock, which is
So
not good
rock-
for Sabine.
Gets the evade, though, still. Could be worse.
Could be worse. Losing an action is never fun, though.
Yeah. So what we were saying is a 200-point limit here now, but your ships are basically all doubled. So instead of being 12 points, TIE Fighter is 24 or whatever it is now. So you still have the same number of ships and everything.
Got some pretty funny comments on the chat here. Saying, Chris, did you go 0-2 and forget to drop?
She'll go for the.
I think Chris just needs to win and show them.
Chris's claim to fame, apparently, going 0-2 at a system open and dropping out. But playing well today.
And we say that not as a joke, but as that is
That
what he
actually
told
happened.
us,
Yeah, he told us to
he is
tell you
known
that.
for.
Barrel roll
Yep.
all the way right into the back. If you don't mind. Thank you.
Submarine for the win and in.
And he's gonna
Could
open
be.
up the foils and do it.
And when Alex says submarine, it's the strategy, whether intentional or unintentional, of losing your first couple games. So then you get easier pairings, and then you can win the rest and make it into the cut, which is what one of these guys is going to end up doing here.
It's true.
These guys, for for the stream.
Well, you say
can watch me
you
as I
call
land
it
chips on
submarining
rocks.
after you play
Next level
badly
shit.
by
There we go.
mistake, and then
You're like, oh no, I totally meant to do that.
Is where
So much easier if I come in, you know,
yeah, it's
come
all
in that
strategy.
way.
It's all strategy.
that, and then
So Whisper still just hanging out down there? What's Whisper doing?
Hi,
everyone
Robert.
just has a focus. I'll take it on this.
The striker? Okay. Whisper.
Okay.
One.
I got you. Thank you.
Yeah. Just gonna keep knocking things around.
Ah, so
Something,
there's
something,
Whisper now getting the
something.
move.
Amount of wiggleness allowed as long as
So
you
Luke
don't-
target
Oh, yes,
locking
that's the word.
the striker.
I don't believe in that.
Whisper out of the fight still for another turn, it looks like.
Sabine might be in some trouble. I have to say I like the Imperial approach here a little bit better
Yes.
than the Rebel approach.
All right, so
Sabine, I think, was probably intending to maybe get into a better position, but clipped the rock. If Sabine could roll to the
let's
right or something, might have taken some of the edge off.
so,
But she's
yeah,
right
we
where
got
she
a
doesn't
free
want to
shot I
be.
grabbed.
At least she has an evade.
Oh, my bad. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and stress out Jan here for an extra die.
All right. Big ol' stress token.
So 4 dice into this guy.
So this is Luke shooting from a
Spin the
distance.
target lock.
Okay.
Reroll these 3.
The beauty of
Math, Alex. Hey.
Wow.
math. Wow. No force required.
3 crits and a hit.
Brutal. That's real mean against
You
Imperials.
really want some paint.
Oh, 3 crits.
3 crits? 3 crits.
Ow.
Not like this.
Ooh.
Ow.
Turned into me.
Loose stabilizer,
What?
damaged engine, and weapons failure.
Holy crap.
That is a nasty combination. So if he doesn't go straight next turn, he just dies.
Good lord.
We did it. We're live.
And you'll notice those are the special edition pre-order bonus damage cards.
Everything's big.
Gonna check hard.
Neither of these players are from Texas, but everything apparently is bigger in Carolina.
You guys.
Yep.
All right. Range 3 obstructed.
Real slick little damage deck.
Hi, Sploosh IRL. You're very
Focus,
welcome.
focus,
I'm happy to be here, happy to be streaming.
This is
and,
Blount.
glad to get Boba Fett in every possible game.
Spin focus.
Blount stripping the focus off the striker, but
Very
striker is going to
nice.
live to fight.
You know, in an interesting way, if he doesn't drop a ship here, there's a silver lining, which is
Sabine
not
would
taking that
activate, but
Sloan
I'm out of
stress,
game.
which keeps these opening engagements a lot looser.
Sure.
Well, you know, it's not what you want,
Or, sorry,
but
Whisper was supposed to attack in there.
You wanted Blount
you
to
want
get the
Blount-
kill.
You want Blount to get the kill.
He just missed.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
He took this focus. He made him spend it to survive.
Oh, shame.
But now I think Sabine's going to get punished.
Striker, range 2.
The 2-die striker dream.
Poor Sabine.
That's the only one that
Yeah, weapons failure on striker, so down to just 2.
Yeah.
3 die.
matters.
That seems fine. Yep.
Pew.
As you might expect.
Those weapons have indeed failed.
I need a couple more of those, please.
Well, not a great opening engagement here for the Empire so far. But Wampa's got a chance to
And Wampa did not defend, so he gets his 3 dice.
heck yeah. You don't shoot Wampa, that's what he'd do.
Spend the evade. Take a shield.
All right, chipped a shot in. Not so bad.
Really nice to have a focus right there.
Everything helps. Every little
Would
thing.
say.
And we've got an interceptor
Yep. Range
with
3
that
from the red one.
spiffy Royal Guard pilot color scheme.
No consequences.
Nice.
Jeez.
Sabine is getting off easy here.
You know, she's a lucky ducky.
Range
That
2.
was range 2.
Here we go.
Should I reroll this?
Either way, it's fine with me.
Just quick figuring out if rolls outside the tray are legal.
Right.
Looks like they're fine. Spin the focus, and
Whoa.
jeez. Sabine's luck ran out there.
Yeah, that was a dramatic pivot, wasn't it?
Deleted.
Dang.
And of course, the large damage deck there, too. Because why not?
Yeah, she really needed that focus token. Well, it just goes to show one little mistake.
Actually, I hear that Chris
Really
asked if he could
cost?
play with giant templates, but the judges actually denied him that.
Yeah.
Because those would be an advantage. The
Judge-
range
were they-
3
they
ruler was
were
like
they
a weapon.
Like thicker?
It was like a broadsword.
I love it.
So, looking pretty
stay
good for the
weird,
Imperials.
Stay weird.
Who did this? Who put me here? We're smarter than this.
You'll never guess what she's doing.
So now I even like the Imperial approach even better because you can throw the striker out and block,
Yeah, Sabine really put
and then you
herself
set
in
up a kill box with the
bad
other
situation.
4 of them.
Now, don't count the Rebels out yet. They still have Luke and Jan, so it ain't over till it's over. But Sloane's going to make sure that that advantage is really hard to maintain.
Yes. On the plus side, he doesn't have to worry about Sabine getting stressed.
Yeah, that's true. Had Blount removed that striker, I think we'd be in a different situation.
Yeah, it'd be at least an even trade,
Ish.
even-ish.
Yeah.
Sentinel's 34, Sabine
That's
is 38. Yeah,
Yeah.
not
She's
too far
she's
off.
a bargain.
The shuttle with its 3 attack dice and those pilot abilities and the suite of upgrade slots it has, just awesome.
All 3 of them, baby.
Dude, she's no joke.
People deserve to know.
I do appreciate the clarity with which they are conveying the game state. It's really commendable.
It's true. I love the 3 giant crit tokens. This is a great game to end on for comedy value alone.
Yeah, somebody's saying Luke the trap to shoot at. If you get Luke into that kill box, I absolutely burn him down.
Yeah, at this point you shoot Luke.
Yeah, he's gonna
only
flip
got
one
2
eyeball a turn,
He's only got
or
2.
one eyeball a shot.
The thing is, Luke's great, but he's only got 2 agility.
Yeah,
You know, he's not.
and if you can get 3 hits a turn, you're still gonna kill him with 4 shots.
Oh yeah, no. The Imperial player is in really good shape here. But
Gotta imagine those tokens cost a pretty pennies. It's like 4 tokens worth of acrylic there.
I kind of want to say they're amazing. Where's the giant shield tokens? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, a little disappointed they didn't take it to that extreme. But
I guess you have to have them, fit on your cards.
Luke, as I think A. Kempers here said, Luke can totally bug out, but then you just
You're
have a
already behind.
Z95 and a Hawk shooting.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tilt the tables back in your favor that way. Then you just lose Blount, and you probably don't get the kill instead in exchange.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The Rebels really need something to happen here.
Yeah, crazy that we've now seen Alpha Squadrons in 2 games.
Right?
Like, what?
Doing well.
That was not a ship that you ever saw in competition.
No.
What shadow universe have we entered?
Well, they got a lot cheaper and a lot better.
All the way. I'll show you what they look like.
Yep. This is a really interesting matchup. Well, if the Imperials pull this one off, we'll have seen a Rebel win, a Scum win, and an Imperial win here on the stream tonight. Not that I'm counting Chris out at this point, but that would be an interesting series of events.
That would be if you said win the Imperials win this one. Interesting. Why block with
Well,
him instead of the
striker.
already damaged striker?
Maybe he's going to block with both. That's not a bad play.
Ooh, master level block.
That's right. Yeah, they're expendable.
And I mean, the
only
interceptor
ship-
can now light up.
Oh, absolutely.
What's her name? If he
No,
needs
I
to.
think this is
Jan.
a great play. The only ship in this list that isn't expendable is Whisper. Everything else you can trade.
Sure.
It's a beautiful thing to trade any of these ships for any of those Rebel ships. You do that and you're in business. Yeah, he's just going to block this entire thing up, make Luke's life really difficult.
Yeah, it's just tough because you while you want to block, you also need to get shots.
I think he's going to
Everybody just crashes.
I think he's going to pull both of those things off.
Are you gonna come into it?
I'm gonna put all my ships into it.
Yeah, you are.
See, they know the deal.
Striker, he's just not gonna move.
And then
Striker's going to ailerons.
Oh, interesting. Maybe he's not trying for the full block. The full block.
Well, he can't turn. The striker turns, it dies.
and then-
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
just
forgot
remembered
about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carefully take him off.
He can't fix that loose stabilizer though, because he's not going to get an action.
Get out of here, Striker. You got it? No.
Gotta help.
Okay.
That's
and then I
pretty
guess we
funny.
have to
Lucas
mark the
Go
Golanka
straight or die.
has also finished at 6-0.
back on the
Wow.
side or whatever.
So a 6-0 Scum and a 6-0 Imperials.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Pretty cool. Nice to see even without Boba Fett, they can contend. Absolutely.
I
So the striker just jumped in front of Wampa there, barely. So Wampa's got a focus.
Put back before
Both interceptors have a focus.
More or less pegs if you need to bring them up or down.
you're goddamn right.
We'll call the marshal. No, I don't want to. Brooks is too nice.
Oh!
Well, and that right there, a heartbreaker.
Well, the thing is, they are following the tournament rules, which require players to add or remove pegs if they get into just such a situation.
And
you
I do
can't-
appreciate that.
Can't fault them for that.
Stop having fun.
No blood allowed. This is important. Okay, my mess.
Gonna move your 3 damage tokens.
I think that they're at least as
Right,
punchy
well-
as we are. It's fun to see.
Because you killed Sabine, I'd like to note, you murdered her. She's only moderately a terrorist.
Only a little bit.
That's facts. Factually correct. Alright, so I have a question for you, Dan. If I supernatural reflexes boost and it does not fit, while my S foils are open, do I take a damage? I'm gonna focus here.
That's a question, although it's also not relevant at the moment.
No, it is because Luke's S-foils are open, so he doesn't have boost on his action bar.
Yeah, but it did fit.
I would.
No, he hasn't done it yet. He hasn't done Luke.
Interesting.
Oh, you're right.
He's- he's-
I'm thinking. I was looking at Blount, thinking it was a T65.
That's just a little guy.
My bad.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. That's an interesting question.
What's on? It is a. Oh, so let's do Jan. She's easy. One day.
I believe you do still take the damage because you've attempted the action and failed it
Alright. We do have Blount.
with supernatural reflexes.
Blount can carry a pile of stress for us.
That's a good question.
Oh, yeah, she's. Okay. And
Supernatural reflexes says before you activate, you may spend thing to form an action. Then,
Oh,
if you
actually-
performed an action you do not have in your action bar, suffer 1 damage. So I would say no, because you did not perform the action.
You failed to perform it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair read. Yeah, that's a fair read. That's an interesting.
I'm no X-Wing
interesting
developer,
question.
but
Listen. Frank wrote the rules.
So I'm going to target lock 1 with Jan. Well, I guess I have to measure range. Observe range.
I do like the deliberate actions and very clear intentions that Chris has here.
This is the easiest to follow game I've ever seen on stream, ever. Full stop. I love it.
I mean, my boost. Alright. I mean, it was just a curiosity because I don't even know that my 4K afterwards clears, but if it does, it's sweet.
But if it does, it's sweet.
It's like somebody understands how supernatural reflexes work. It's not fair. You're supposed to just bully people.
I've never played against this shit before.
I'm gonna move these over here. If that's cool. I haven't.
Those are like cluster mine
So there's
size.
no consequence to the 5,000. Alright, let's try it.
Oh, man.
Right, it's just before it's
Well, 35 minutes left in the round. Rebels are going to have to pull
I'm not gonna roll.
some
I'm
serious.
gonna eyeball this first, and we'll see if it's even. Oh, it's actually. Yeah,
What? Nope.
Spent the force for no effect. Strong.
Okay.
Alright, 4K.
Attempted supernatural reflexes failed. Did not perform the action, however, so does not
Let's see if I can triple stress Luke.
take does not take the damage. Luke's gonna do a K turn here. Try to
Back to Luke for me too.
blow
He's
somebody
getting,
up and get incredibly stressed. I don't know what he's planning. I don't think he's gonna have arc on that striker.
No.
So that's he might be able to kill this alpha though.
Alright. Stress in front of
Yeah, I mean, that's really all he's got left that he can try.
This is interesting. Jan's pretty good though. You can buff
so
that,
Oh no, Whisper. What's in the box?
pump that up.
Heart rate. Heart. Oh no, she's off the board.
Here comes Whisper.
Xenoblade.
Me?
Anybody? Anybody present? Alex, sure plays Xenoblade. There's this problem constantly yell, don't forget me.
I think Max plays all the JRPGs in the minis room. Talk to Max Brook about Xenoblade.
So, my Luke.
Oh, Luke.
Alright, Luke, hold the stress for me, please. Range 1. 4 dice, 5 dice. I'm gonna no balls on 5 dice. Yep. What's up? No.
Okay.
Not this.
What-
Not the shot.
What did I miss? Luke's going to be lighting up the alpha. Oh, that's not bad. Spin the force. Come on, do it.
Use the force, Luke.
Life choices for a second here.
That's an easy one. Come on.
Use the force, Luke.
Oh, well, here's the thing. You don't necessarily want to have 3 stress on Luke. It's not great.
Yeah, but you want that alpha dead.
You finish it with Mount.
Take the variance.
That's the strategy.
No, come on.
Oh,
Come
okay.
on. Spend that force token. Didn't need to. So Alpha is
Look at
very, very
that.
dead.
3 stress on Luke. I told you you shouldn't have spent that force point.
Is that even a big triangular stress?
Yeah, it's a giant triangle stress. That's hysterical.
Isn't it 4 stress on Luke?
No, 3.
Oh, he gets 2 from Sloan.
2 from Sloan.
Yeah,
and
and then
from
1
the,
he already
from
had.
the K turn.
So range 3 to a rock into Wampa. Wow. Spend that charge. Get it out of here.
Yeah, okay. Turning
No
Wampa
bullying
off,
Luke
that's
in the
smart.
family For now.
Yeah, Chris also never got to use Leia because she was on
Oh,
Sabine.
gosh. Leia.
So just enjoy all that stress, I guess.
Oh, Chris.
Why is the interceptor
that.
still?
Around?
Yeah,
I do not know. Is it not dead? Did it have a shield?
it
up
should
there?
be dead. It has 0 hull on our screen here.
Wow.
Actually,
No, you're right. Whisper attack. Whisper's a shit.
Is there some simultaneous fire going on? What's happening?
Oh, I think it's still the 5s.
Well, that would make sense.
Oh,
Yes.
it was Luke, then Jan, then Whisper.
Well, there you go. That's why.
I mean,
that's-
they are following the
Yeah,
rules
they are. You
immaculately.
literally leave the ship there till the end of that initiative stage. Ow! Oh, Chris.
What was that?
Hey, that's not bad. Could be worse.
So shield on Luke.
Jeez.
Luke is rolling hot. Luke is rolling out of his shoes. Oh, this game is interesting.
So Blount's gonna go into this planetary sentinel.
Sure.
So that's
Blount.
pretty nice.
Heck yeah, Bouncer.
Planetary Sentinel,
Right?
1 hull left. Here's Blount getting the kill shot that he deserves.
Jan, you know what? I didn't come here to not roll a giant boatload of dice. It's a terrible idea.
Didn't come here to not roll a boatload of dice.
I gotta say, I admire Chris's
Natty evades.
verve. No. Striker
That's the
annihilated.
Sentinel down 2, and then 2 more stress on the board.
Kaboom! This is an exciting game.
You know, I'm supposed to have Leia for this part of this trick. I set my focus there, right?
See, there's another reason Leia is so useful.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
You
in this
know, in
situation,
this particular
you'd love to
scenario.
have her.
Uh-huh.
Luke has 5 left.
Things got a lot more even, though, didn't they?
Yeah. So
I think
this
Chris could pull
guy-
this off,
Gotta get him.
assuming he doesn't drown under all that stress.
That's a big assumption.
I mean,
Whisper's not even really done anything
No,
yet.
but there's only, what, like 15 minutes left or something? It's been a pretty slow game so far. So right now, Chris is up on points,
Sure.
You have Luke.
you know? And Luke's real hard to kill.
To it. Blount.
He's got that force. Stressed Luke might not
So
be very
shots on Blount
flexible.
from the Interceptor.
I gotta say, this is a pretty good turn for the Rebel Alliance.
Really not great.
Pretty good turn for the Rebel Alliance.
And then Wampa.
So you got 1 shield.
is not looking.
1 shield on Blount, too, it looks like.
Yep.
Can't kill either.
Jan's untouched.
1 shield on Blount.
Blount's in a weird spot to chase.
The Twitch chat says FFG should get some big tokens for players to use while streaming. I concur. This is great. I fully endorse that. Let's get big tokens for every game.
What's the reroll that we keep seeing? Oh, Sloan.
Sloan.
Shooting at stress
The
ships.
Stress ships, yeah. So Sloan's really cool because not only is it good control, it's also great combat.
Yeah,
mods.
yeah.
I think Sloan is a very strong piece in the Imperial arsenal.
I mean,
And she's-
at
she's
5
one of
points,
those-
she's not cheap, but
Well, she's 10.
well, sorry, I convert everything in my head automatically, so I have the context of what it costs. Because you tell me a 10-point crew, I'm like, are you insane? That's so much. So I just automatically cut it compared to what I know.
Dragged kicking and screaming into this 200.
No,
point
I love
system.
it. I love it. I just need to
You just
have the
have to-
context.
sure, no, that
the
makes
mental
sense.
context.
That makes sense. Because you've played.
I played
Literally
601 games
hundreds.
of first edition.
Nice.
601
That's
on the
impressive.
nose.
What was your last game? Was it a win?
5 X-Wings is a win versus Josh.
Oh, there you go. That's a good way to close
That was the last one I ever
That's
played.
a good way to close out 1.0.
Go down in legends.
And that's why I just automatically think greens for a Y-wing, 1 and 2 straight. Hard one for
No,
hard
yeah,
one for a Falcon.
you
These are
must-
ships I flew probably 50, to 100 games, themselves.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
There's nothing more Star Wars than that.
Uh-huh.
Let go of the past.
Kill
it if you have to.
Jinx.
Dang it.
You owe me a Coke.
So, Stress City for the Rebels. I mean, fortunately, Jan, not stressed. She can still hand out the bonus die.
Big token's good. I gotta say, I think the Rebels have a crack at this still.
So Whisper, decloak to the left.
It's interesting.
One bank in, arc in here. I mean, Luke can't turn around and shoot you.
Luke can't boost. The X-wing dial is good, but it's not
that good.
Particularly fast. Luke's in some trouble here.
I mean, Blount's down to 1 shield, 2 hull.
You
put 1 more damage on him, he's half points.
Now imagine if Leia had been on the Hawk instead of the attack shuttle, how much happier Chris would be right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd make a big difference.
Jyn Erso's neat and all, but that's the one interesting thing about this crates list. I am surprised that Leia is on Sabine. Because the Hawk is the ship that stays out of the fight for the most part. Maybe it's because you want Jyn.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you want Jyn to be her radius to be more useful with the Hawk. It's interesting, right?
I kind of feel like Jyn is a nice to have.
Probably would have swapped those two.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Maybe Sabine is actually more survivable if she's able to do her dancing shenanigans.
I mean, parking on a rock, just not a recipe for success.
No, you make one mistake at this level, and it's tough to get.
Fel's Wrath, that's a great question, but just stick around for tomorrow. We do have a special tribute planned, so we'll cover that then.
Fel's Wrath.
So many stress.
Yep. It's more intimidating.
So Wampa not even been shot at yet?
No, he shot him with Jan last round, just to turn off the token.
Sure.
Thank you. You would have made the judge mad.
These judges have been judging, let's see, close to almost 12 hours now. Almost 12 hours.
Sure. Probably. I think so. I don't remember, so it's spent now.
So we got a question from the forums from Fel's Wrath himself. QQ, how come I didn't make it into 2nd edition? Well, got some bad news for you, buddy. Sunter's been taking anger management classes. He's been going to group.
Now it's just
there's just not
Fel's
really
mild discontent.
Yeah, so it's I hate to break it to you like this live on stream, but maybe you'll be back.
All it takes is a couple of blank green dice, and
then
bam.
Then Fel's Wrath is back. You just have to roll 5 blanks with Sunter at range 3.
So he gets a nice block on Blount here. Blount's ability. Is he gonna have a target? No. That's pretty good, actually.
Luke is
gonna just hit.
Next, Luke is gonna try to 1 bank, which is turbo not happening. I'll demonstrate for everyone involved.
Sounds like we've got.
Do you want to Dan? Is it okay?
24 minutes left. The Rebels are actually currently up in points.
Yeah, although I have my doubts if that's gonna last.
Probably not for long. Really interesting game, though.
Yeah, pretty much. There you go. I'm just going to leave that 1 bank in there if that'll make everything.
So if you guys are paying attention, you'll see that on the screen there. We're going to be giving away a Lando's Falcon expansion. So just like the last one, comment in the chat, #XWing2. That's X-Wing and the number 2. Don't get any of those shenanigans trying to spell it or use any other languages.
Well, Lando's Falcon's really nice, too. Got room for your capes.
It
is. You got a Jujilic table. Everything's all clean.
And just it's much prettier, too.
Yeah. It's just in better shape.
But we want to send this Falcon home with one of you guys, not Lando. So make sure to comment there in the chat, XWing2, and we will be giving that away here in a little bit.
It won't be Lando's Falcon anymore. It will be yours. Feed's blowing up.
Hope nobody had a question, because it's long gone.
Yep.
Jan gets blocked there, too?
Man, this is just Bump City.
Oof. And then Whisper out here on the flank, just like, yes.
Bumpsville,
yes.
Minnesota. Yeah, Whisper's in a nice place. This is what Whisper wants.
Okay, so
silent, deadly.
Yes.
Soft-spoken slayer. Say that 3 times fast.
Phil's Wrath, maybe you'll get lucky and win this. Yeah, guys, you can only enter once, but you know, if we have a drawing for a first edition Intercept expansion, that is all you.
Luke only has a 1-shot, so let's do that first. I have 2 force. He's at just full health, right?
They want to know about Gungans. I don't know anything about Gungans.
Yes, because
Oh, I don't want a double stress can.
Sloan. So many difficult decisions.
take the wheels.
I mean, why not? Everybody else is double stressed.
Yes, heck with it.
First.
Just have Blount kill everyone. Come on, man.
No, sorry. Jan's gonna shoot first. That's how this works. So Jan, range 1, Alpha Squadron pilot.
Is just gonna have Luke be quadruple stressed?
Please don't die. So that's Blount's stress. That's his stress. Panic.
That's
Okay,
not
probably not gonna kill you.
bad. Jan has a focus though, right?
Yep, she's got that Moldy Crow focus, so that's
But
helpful.
not spending it, so.
Wait, what?
didn't-
not?
I don't know.
What's happening?
Maybe he didn't see the focus token.
It's so big!
It's possible.
Come on, Chris.
Was that a damaged?
Oh no, this is
Engine?
this is the interceptor. This is Jen shooting
Carry some stress.
Yeah. So why didn't she spend her focus to?
to make more hurt. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe she doesn't want him to die. Maybe
that's
she
what I'm
wants.
saying.
Maybe she wants Blount to finish the deal. I don't know, dude.
Well, we'll see if the crit ends up mattering.
I guess. Split down.
Spicy.
Not too shabby. Rebels are really pouring it on here.
Well, that'll do.
Dang.
Doesn't matter what the crit is.
So this is actually kind of cool. He's leaving all the stress on Luke.
Yup.
Keeps.
I mean, Luke will still get his force points back and still be able to use
that's
those.
actually not a bad plan.
I mean, in a world of bad plans,
well, when Luke's already
it's not
double,
that bad.
double stress, what's
Yeah,
the
that's what
harm?
I'm saying.
If you've got to have Sloan trigger, you might as well have it trigger on the same ship.
Yeah, we'll shoot Luke.
Okay. I can't regen force if I'm full.
Let's see. So this is Whisper shooting at Luke into 3 hits.
Yeah, there
Luke
it is.
regenerating that force because he's cool.
Yeah, he's already full up.
He is cool.
Spin the force.
Yep.
Bam, bam.
So Luke is now half points, I believe.
Yep.
We're so close.
And you get
2
invaded,
more
right?
hull and he's a goner.
Yeah, dude.
This is actually a surprisingly close game,
Also known as
Yeah.
so he blows up that star.
but I think that late game Whisper is going to make all the difference.
So-
That's all the fives.
Yep. So Blount.
Still, Rebels way up on points right now, and there's not a ton of time left. This is anybody's game.
I guess. Sure. Not
Yeah,
range
what
one.
is the time? Can we get a time check? I'm very
Luke's
curious.
down to 2 hull.
Sorry, I failed you. And yeah, Jan stress, Blount. Oh, this is bad. All right, we're good.
We got 20 minutes left, plenty of time.
Yeah, this is gonna.
This is actually
gonna
going
go
to end.
to.
This is going to go to kills, I think, or at least close enough.
This one's the new one. This one's been serving you well.
Yeah. This
All right,
guy.
there you go.
No, it was smart. Getting the stress on Luke,
Yeah, the saving
saving that focus,
the focus.
really paid
Why
off.
did he just remove it?
I think he used it on the defense.
Oh,
The winner of
Ooh,
our
ooh, there we go.
giveaway, Lando's Millennium Falcon, is now Mega Silver's Millennium Falcon. Congratulations. Mega Silver, you are a winner
yeah,
You-
you will
you will
be
be
contacted by
contacted.
private message.
by our agents in the field.
Rain down upon. You've got your answer there. We already gave the prize away, so.
There will be more prizes, presumably.
Sorry, this is Mega Silver _, not just regular old Mega Silver. Sorry if we got your hopes up. Plain Mega Silver. It is Mega Silver _ that won.
I don't think there is a plain Mega Silver, but hopefully.
Just to be sure, I want to be clear. The players are doing such a great job of being very clear and deliberate. I want to really try and stand up to their level.
Mega Silver, excited.
It's fine. Can I put a "This is fine" token on stream with the dog burning?
Oh, I know this token.
Yeah, I'm all good whenever you.
Yeah,
want.
things are a little bit rough, maneuvering wise at least.
All right.
I mean, Whisper can just continue to dance around and.
That way.
This way.
I mean, essentially, Whisper needs to seal the deal here, because it's the only real ace in the hole the Imperials have left. Whisper Wampa.
That right there.
I mean, the Rebels are largely hurt, other than Jan.
It's true.
And more importantly, Luke's not doing anything to bother Whisper for
No.
about 5 turns.
Yeah, I don't think Luke is going to be unstressed by the end of this game, but I guess we'll see. The thing about that, though, is that Luke can just not worry about it too much because he still has dice mods.
Yeah, oh
That's
yeah.
the power of the Force.
Yep.
You know, if you've got a pile
Luke
stress on
also
somebody,
didn't regen a force point there at the end of the turn.
So, blunt.
True.
I mean, unlikely to matter because he'll regen it as he defends
It might
But-
matter for his offense, but we'll see.
if he gets a shot.
Looks like a missed opportunity there.
There we go.
He's probably not shooting this round anyway, though, so it's
Yeah.
probably not super relevant.
Re-stressed. Sad. Me too. Once per game, remember the good times. Get in the way there.
So just try and block the Whisper.
So apparently there is another Mega Silver out there,
What order am I moving
hence
these
the
in?
underscore.
Well, I wanted to be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Mind grabbing that?
Oh, man.
Rich A, we do want to thank you for watching for 11 hours. Even though that thanks will not take the form of a Landa's Millennium Falcon, it is still heartfelt
We
and
still
no
mean
less
it.
significant.
We still mean, in fact, in some ways,
You don't mind grabbing that?
no, it's not better.
It's the thought that
It's
counts.
the thought.
Luke not gonna get a shot.
No, probably not this round.
Whoa. Where's those system open templates when I need them?
Low blow.
One of those.
Yes. thank
Does
you.
clear one of his stress.
He does.
That's important.
He's getting
Oh,
there.
sad. I tried. Did my best.
He just needs to call Tycho. Ask him how it works.
Very nice.
I heard Tycho's not answering since second edition,
Yeah,
though.
he's not, but he hasn't been picking up. I think he just overslept. He'll be back. He's just been hitting snooze for.
Let me get this thing out of the way. I can mark it a different way.
Probably, yeah.
All right.
Or you
So
can
that's
mark-
going to be.
What's up?
You can mark this thing.
Oh, next level. I like it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
So go
seriously?
one straight to his back from there.
Yep.
Fancy.
They are marking the marker.
That's when you know you are.
This is good. This
next
is high level X-wing here,
level.
folks.
When you mark the marker, so that you can put your. ship
High
back.
level X-wing here.
I have to admit I haven't seen that before, but I like it.
So Whisper bumped
Do
Luke.
appreciate it. I guess.
So she's just going to give Jan both barrels.
Sure. Yeah. I think the Imperials.
Oh no, didn't bump because she focused.
Oh, very nice.
So that's bad news.
So my fives?
Luke's got 2 hull.
Oh,
He'll be able to convert.
Did Jan rotate that turret?
nope, I'm
Or
gonna
nah?
mark Jan while I'm at
Where
it.
is that turret?
I can't
pointed?
tell.
So Jan,
That's the
range
hardest thing to see.
Okay, no, Jan's got a range 1 turret shot on Wampa, so that's pretty cool. Split out. Wow. Never count the rebels out, I'm telling you, dude.
Take 1 crit.
Dang.
That's gone. Crit is stun pilot.
Kablamo.
one. Rocks.
So 2 hull on Wampa.
2 hull left, stun pilot on Wampa.
What?
Oh,
Stun pilot. Thank you.
Okay, Whisper.
Yep, do your worst. I'm not afraid.
4 dice into Luke, range 1.
Get your act together.
Are those mine too?
Yeah.
Alright, I got this.
Is this Luke?
Yeah, into the
Ooh, not great.
And there's a chance.
Not
He
amazing.
still has a Sloan reroll,
He does if he remembers.
but he just changed it. Oh, ruthless.
Yeah, ruthless.
Nice.
This is the
Sloan reroll.
Sloan reroll.
Sloan reroll.
That's okay.
It's not okay.
Easy.
See? Not okay.
What? Luke survived.
He could have gotten the kill there.
Awesome use of ruthless though.
Done it.
Yeah, great use of
But yeah,
use
you
of
gotta
ruthless,
gotta
but
remember your Sloan rerolls. Buddy.
that could have been a dead Luke.
Could have been. Could have. Would have. Should have.
How do you turn to
mad.
how do you turn to triple stress extra?
Ruthless.
Very slowly.
Getting some.
So that was an especially bold move with ruthless because by giving up another hull on
He gave half points.
Wampa, he gave half points. So now he really needs to make it happen.
When we disagree on things.
But I believe Luke has got
Get out of
what?
here.
2 hits left? 1 hit left?
So I mean, I'm not
Our-
wrong,
our
right?
just-
Sloan, he could have re-rolled the blank.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he just forgot.
Okay.
It happens. It's game 6. It ain't easy.
Mm.
Wampa's
Wampa is at one
Wampa's
hull.
at 1 and Luke is at 1, so we should update that shortly for you guys.
Does he have 2 bank screen? Whatever.
Sorry, our chat mod is doing double duty, so
3 straight, 2 straight.
go easy on them. Oh, Sloan's only other ships.
Oh, right.
Okay, fine.
They're fine.
Again, I mean, they are playing perfectly.
They are.
If
They
there's an error, it's probably on our part.
True.
So,
Sure,
Luke,
I'm ready whenever you are.
just keep going straight and hope you don't die?
Go straight, don't die. Seems like a plan.
Jan has to do all the heavy lifting here,
Listen, Blount's still in the game.
Is that actually what
Blount's
I'm
in
gonna
play.
but Blount can't turn around.
Don't count out Blount. Boy, Leia would be pretty great right now.
Oh, yeah. Again. Has it been 3 rounds since the last time she would have been great?
She would have been great
She
literally
would- she'd have been twice.
every single round except the round that she was destroyed. Immediately would have been useful after that.
Do you know how much time we have left?
Let's just go to the computer here and double check the exact wording on Sloan.
Checking Sloan out. I thought Sloan was just friendly ships. But
I'm not going to pretend
what
to
do I
know.
know?
Admiral Sloan, after another friendly
is
ship
another.
at range to
Yep.
0 to 3. When a friendly ship at range 0, 3. So, yes. Could have
Her-
re-rolled with Sloan.
Yeah, her
Boom.
first trigger is another ship. Because if Sloan is being attacked, then the rebels are doing it right.
Oh, you might
So,
be like 18
could have been a dead Luke.
Nice.
Could have been a dead Luke.
Man, that 2 tournament's a lot better now.
Potentially.
Okay, stressed.
I'm using the app on my computer.
Do you mind you turning me
Browser, baby.
These are not
Browser-based.
mutually exclusive things, folks.
We got the Twitch stream going here on our iPad, so got the app on the browser.
And
That's the beauty. You could do either.
pick up invade.
This game is awesome.
Yeah, Jan just needs to
Hawks.
do this.
Hawks OP. We got an undefeated Hawk in Scum Action.
Luke, do you mind 3 turning me to the right? I would
Hey.
like off the ride, please.
See you, Luke. Luke wants to go home.
Luke just wants to not get shot.
I mean, here's the really interesting thing. I think the Imperials are in better shape in terms of like the eventual victory,
Are we free?
but he's got to get some kills. He's got to kill Luke,
yeah.
and he's got to drop another ship, or he loses.
So he's already got half points on Luke.
right, but he's got to take it to the.
Yeah, but he also is going to. It's a decent chance to take half points on Blount.
Yeah, Blount's not worth much.
Question mark?
That's the thing. He's got to kill Luke,
Yeah.
and at least half points Jan, I think,
Saying there's a chance.
because Wampa's half points.
2 dice.
Yeah. Wampa also might die right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Not today,
Not
he says.
today.
Not today.
That'll give him a shot on Blount, which is very.
3 dice on Blount.
very
No
important.
defensive action for him. So this is a Visper.
Vesper, making it rain, bringing the pain.
Nice.
Kablamo.
All right, never mind.
So strips the shield from Jan.
Yep, chipping away. Like I said, I think the Imperials are in good shape, but they got to.
Yeah, we were sub 20
They got
minutes.
to do it faster. There's only 10 minutes left, something like that.
So the Hawk did evade, but you cannot add a result with evades anymore. They just flip a die. Since he rolled 2 natural evades,
Yep, 9 minutes
he
left.
can't get a third one.
It's true.
Damage sensor.
That's in replying to Mystic 83. Evades just work a little bit
Okay.
different.
Damage sensor array on Blount. So no more actions for Blount. Not that he
Did not
wasn't
did
gonna
not
be
die though,
Getting too many.
but
anyway.
did give up half points.
Yep, that's half points on Blount and half points on Luke. But no rebel ships other than Sabine are gone.
Those are all staying. Are you?
All right, so what are we at actually? It's pretty close points wise.
So 15 plus 90, that's 105 plus 12, 117.
Yep.
Then
Versus-
38, 31, and 15.
69 plus 15.
Yeah.
The Imperials need to do more work.
Yeah. They really do need to kill
Luke.
Luke, preferably.
Yep.
But he's also the one they are least able to kill this next turn.
It's true. And again, there's only 8 minutes left. So
Maybe one more round after this.
hopefully at least a couple more rounds, but we'll see what happens. I would say there's at least 2 solid rounds left. But again, Imp's got to do work. Imp's got to get ships dead.
Wampa's at 1.
Yeah, I mean, Jan is really their only tool to do it right now.
I know. Well, here's the point in the game where you can just try to survive.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean,
You know?
with
You've
Luke,
already
that's
done the work.
definitely all you do. You just, you run.
And I think that they're going to let Luke run.
And then
Yeah, I mean, because of his maneuvering last turn, he committed to the other two
Yeah.
and just doesn't have any good way to go after Luke.
Now, if he can get half points on Jan, he can still pull this off. But
Looking good.
Jan's pretty defensible, actually,
So
Yeah.
with that moldy crow.
Yep.
And Jin,
my version of Wampa.
here's why having Jin back on the board is pretty useful. Instead of
Hopefully you
Leia.
just swap those out at will.
Actions, don't want 'em, don't need 'em. Jen.
Yeah, if you guys are catching up right now, it is just the final preliminary round here of the Coruscant Invitational. So it's an invite-only X-Wing tournament. Had to win or perform well at some
you know
of the
what?
big
The
events.
the overlay points are wrong, as they pointed out. Luke is actually worth 74 because of his upgrades. That helps.
And
the-
Jan is 56.
And Jan is 56, so that helps the Rebels out substantially. Blount has no upgrades. Sabine has no upgrades, so those points are correct. But Whisper also is
Well, actually, that helps the
more valuable than-
Imperials.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Or helps against the Rebels, I guess is
Yeah.
what I meant to say. But yeah, so the points are currently on the screen are not factoring in upgrade cards. We'll try to get that corrected shortly.
And so that's definitely range 1 to Whisper. So let's do that.
So Blount.
Those are your dice. I mean, I'll take what you
This is
roll.
Jan shooting Whisper.
All right,
2.
2.
Ooh. Spin the evade, take 1.
Interesting. Wants to keep that focus.
Sure,
for the
he's going to get an
attack.
evade back when he shoots
Makes
Blount,
sense.
more than likely.
Makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah, you can afford to take a hit on Whisper at this point.
Yeah, right. Whoa. Disrespect. You're not even invited to roll this time.
Oof.
Oh, jeez.
Right, so it's
Good night, Blount.
Yep.
It's a hit and direct hit.
So 68 plus half of 74, just 37.
Yeah.
68 and 37 is 102, 105.
And that was
Right?
right?
Yeah, so the imps are still down, but it's closer.
Just barely.
Yep.
He needs half points or a kill.
Half points on Jan or a kill on Luke. Yep.
Half points on Jan looks. Ooh, man. No
It's
good
gonna be-
decloak here, though.
It's going to be really
So
close.
I wouldn't have cloaked.
That one's dead to me.
Yeah, I don't know why he did.
I mean,
I
maybe
guess-
just almost the muscle memory there.
Could be. Although, I don't know. You could decloak to the right hard turn. That's not so bad. That's a classic move. Yeah, decloak right hard turn works just fine. Because Jan's got to go. At least one straight.
Yeah, guys, as we pointed out, Jan and Luke are missing their upgrades and their points cost there. Normally, those are edited in. They just typed it in different in the couple minutes we had there between games. So
Yep,
they'll
so-
update it, or we'll get it right at the end, but don't worry about it too much.
Yeah, but for your reference, Luke is 74 points. Jan is 56. And Whisper should be 62. Scott Sloan?
Yep.
62? Yeah.
And then Wampa, 3 forward. Don't know if he clears or not.
I think.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, you get it. I believe in you, Wampa.
So you just need to do 2 to Jan
Look at you clearing stress.
to get your half points.
Seems doable. The one thing that kind of throws things off too, though, is Wampa can't die. That's another factor. This is going to be a
I
real
think if Wampa
nail
dies
biter.
and Jan dies, though, that still comes out in the Imperial's favor.
If Jan dies.
Yes.
But at half points on Jan, I'm not so sure.
Well, it's you make
23.
23 and you only give up.
No, 28.
You make 28 and you only give up 15 more. So you're
20, no, it's 27.
Yeah, down to 1 stress.
26.
Pretty soon I'll be free.
half
Little
points
Dan's
right there
coming to
printed on the
blow me
thing.
out.
28.
So 28. You give up 15, you're still coming out 13 ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it works out.
Yeah. So Jan just has to tank it. That's where things have gotten. We'll see what happens.
There you go. You've got the points updated
Yeah, decloak hard turn. He's
on
fine.
the screen.
Of course, if Whisper gets half pointed, it's a different situation.
But if Whisper gets half pointed, Wampa doesn't get killed.
Also true.
And he's got to shoot Wampa to turn off that extra die.
So I
Ooh,
think
man.
I think that's a dead Wampa.
That doesn't look good. He already had 2 damage on him thanks to the use of Ruthless before.
Yep, splam. Jan, getting work done.
Getting the stress.
Dang. Wow. That's hilarious. So Whisper's got to get this.
Very, very dead Wampa.
Very dead Wampa.
Yeah,
Whisper's got to get
so
work done.
how much time do we have left? 2 minutes?
2 minutes. We maybe have one more round here.
Maybe one more.
I think it's all going to come down to this.
So if Whisper doesn't kill or doesn't get the half points on Jan here, ooh,
Well, that looks pretty good.
That's
Doesn't
good.
it?
That's real good.
Yeah, I think. Oh, Ruthless? Yeah.
Can't Well, Wampa's still there?
Fuck yeah, Wampa's still there.
So that's half points on Jan, which I think puts the Imperials just up.
All right. Wow.
So now again with the cloak. I guess, yeah, you decloak this way in hard turn.
Yeah, and you decloak in the system phase, so
Yeah. Okay.
you got time.
I don't dislike it.
And then there's a post maneuver barrel roll option too. So
Yeah.
And all he has to do is keep Whisper fine-ish, right? So he's in good shape.
Whisper needs to not take 2
Two
damage.
more hits. Yep. So one more round. It's looking good for the Empire, but it's still anybody's game.
Whisper is going to shoot second.
Does Jan have one hull left?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
So I mean,
That's fine. And Jan, I don't know if I'm any way off the ride.
so if I'm Chris, or excuse me, if I'm Tyler here,
Whenever you are.
it would behoove me to sit down, run the math. If I'm winning, just run, right?
Yeah.
Because if you give up half points on Whisper, you're definitely not
I
winning.
mean, it depends, right? Like, it depends what you think is the safer play. Do you turn in and just polish Jan off? Because Luke can come back. Like, Luke is unstressed now, so.
Well, he is now,
Yeah.
but the game's over. Like, this is the last turn.
Right. That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Do you just leave?
if you're winning already, I just say bye, stay cloaked, run, do whatever you want.
Yeah. That's probably the smart move. Just go forward.
And I think he is winning.
Does he know that, though?
I mean, if he knows math, he should. So that's 120 plus 12, 132.
Yeah. He's winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Is he?
So you've got 68 and then half of what was left. So, oh man, that's close. I think
Right?
he's just up.
But does he know that? Like, we can't even do this math. He's standing at the table trying to play.
But it also
this
doesn't
game.
matter to me. It doesn't mean I go on to Sunday or not.
No, that's true. No, I think this is. I mean, you just.
I think
he's
this
got
is
one
fine.
hull left. He'll be fine.
Oh, that's range 2. I wanted half points. Heal went out at the last second. 2 dice.
Pew.
And actually, he's safe at range
man.
2 because it's only a 2-die attack.
Yeah,
and he's got the evade token.
Yep. Yep.
All right, the CPU, same thing.
Blast him.
That's
Might as well. Oh, no focus.
Sloan.
Nah.
Slow. Yeah, why not? You can re-roll a die.
He just forgot. He forgot.
He's
It's
forgotten
fine.
multiple times.
It's fine. He's gonna win anyway, but not by as much margin probably.
Focus.
So she's fine. Wow, who
It's
won?
long, but it didn't matter.
Oh, well, with Whisper not down, it's got to be the Imperials.
It's gotta be. Yeah.
Okay,
Close game.
All right, I have no idea how points work. Regardless.
Chris is just as confused as we are. I think Whisper pulled it off there. What a game. That was really exciting. That was a really good game.
Luke is
Sloan, worth her weight in gold that game.
Well, so half points for
have a non-official dice app out on the table.
that's 50, 65 plus 95, 125, 133 points for the Imperials.
And then for the Rebels have what? 34
It's-
plus 34 plus 34.
All right.
plus 30.
Plus 30.
Blount's 30.
132 for the Rebels.
I said 133 for the Imperials. Is that 1 point off?
Wow. They're checking the math. I think we just added it up.
30, 74 over 2 is 37, right?
This is the part of X-Wing where we get the calculators out. Imps by 1 point.
He's
That's
doing the math here on hand by hand.
Insane.
Yeah, I think it's imps by 1 point.
I just lost by 1 point.
I don't
Holy
think I deserve
smokes.
that.
Oh, Jesus.
Well played.
Wait, who won?
Wait. Why is
Rebels won?
Chris?
So that
Hold
was
on.
134.
Someone double check this math. Someone go out there and double check this math.
Because I could have half points him back.
Oh, my goodness. You guys are saying that Chris won?
Yeah.
Double check that math.
Okay. Can you double check the math?
Dead Wampa, 3 dead alphas.
Double checking the math.
That's 132.
34 times
3 plus 30.
plus 30, that's 132.
I'm just going to do it one by one.
30 plus 38 plus 37 plus 28.
Plus 28. Half of Jan.
133.
6.
Yeah, that
Imps-
should be an
Imps
Imperial
by,
win
Imps
by
by
1.
1 point.
Cool. Plus 37 for half of Luke. Oh, no, I super did this wrong. Wait. No, 133. Yeah,
So that one's right. So let's double check yours.
Oh my god.
It's really easy. It's 34 times 3 plus
The
30.
points on the screen are right. They were corrected, guys.
Yeah, we fixed him now.
34 times 3.
This is going to be even worse for Chris when he realizes he lost by 1 point.
Oh, I killed. No, you killed 133.
I win. You win.
Oh, the math. the
Got there in the end. It's only been 12 hours of X-Wing for these guys.
Oh, wow. Oh, jeez.
So congratulations to Tyler Shaw for that very, very close game, squeaking
Yeah.
in with the 4 and 2.
You literally can't get closer than that other than a tie that goes to final salvo.
Yeah,
That was an
yeah,
amazing,
that
was an amazing game to finish on.
Yes,
we-
sorry
we
about the technical issues and the
Apologize
delay
for
there.
the technical issues and the math issues, but we got there in the end, and it's a real nail biter of a game.
That was our 6th game of X-Wing casted today. Well, 6th for me, 3rd for you.
3 for me,
But
although
still,
I'm
a
punchy.
lot of good X-Wing
enough.
shown today.
Tomorrow we finish up, so join us.
So it's going to be a little different than planned, though.
True.
Not top 32, because with the number of players qualifying, it's actually going to be a top 16.
Yes.
We have a little bit more than top 16 of 16 people, though. So there's going to be, starting at 9:30, a round to play in to the top 16.
Yep.
The higher ranked players, as I understand it, will have buys. The lower ranks will need to fight it out to get into that top 16.
Yep.
Top 16 then will start at 11:45.
Yes. So
And I
join
believe
us.
you'll be here all day
I
tomorrow
will be here all day from 9:30 to
until
whatever.
whenever it finishes. And I will be joining Alex again in the evening.
Yes.
Brian will be back in the morning.
Yep.
But
Stay
I hope
tuned to
everybody
that.
enjoyed the X-Wing that we saw today. We saw a lot of variety.
Yes.
We saw some crazy lists and some
Yes.
really slick flying.
some great play, some
And
awesome
some
lists.
heartbreaking die rolls and
Oh,
math
yes.
equations there, too.
And we saw sort of the crystallization of some new meta stuff. You know, we saw this really fierce Sloan build a couple of times. We
Yes.
saw this Rebel build a few times.
Yep.
We've seen some
And I've liked
some
seeing-
consensus forming about what is the power play here.
What's
but
also
a
been
lot of
cool is
variety.
the fact that these required upgrades have really been useful in a bunch of cases for
Definitely.
different lists.
Oh, I think if Leia had survived that match,
Oh,
Chris
certainly.
would have certainly won.
Well, and I mean,
Certainly.
Ruthless was
Ruthless
used
was
to great
huge.
effect here, too.
Yep, Ruthless
So,
was huge.
fantastic day of X-Wing.
Really great day.
Back tomorrow at 9:30, then top 16 at 11:45. So join us then.
Join us then. Good night, everybody.
Good night.